What's good, everybody? It's me, Don Weep here, back with part 10 for What If Naruto Had One For All. If you all do not know what One For All is, One For All, from what I might have explained before, is the power that Deku, the main protagonist of My Hero Academia, possesses. A power to stockhold power and pass it down to the next generation. Well, in this What If, we have Naruto possess that same ability, however, just slightly altered to fit the Naruto universe in a better way. Last time Naruto had battled against Tsunade and had actually been keeping up to par. So let's pick up where we left off. Naruto's fist is shaking in Tsunade's palm, as he's pushing all of his power into it to push Tsunade back. Tsunade is gripping his hand tighter, as the wind is bursting from around her hand from Naruto's forces of his punch. Tsunade would then kick Naruto, as he takes the full impact and goes flying backwards, lightning spraying all over the place as his one-for-all full cowling is actually acting on the fritz. With Naruto being pushed back, Tsunade takes advantage of this opportunity as she punches him to the ground, causing an earthquake to shake and push Naruto out, sending him into the air. As Naruto's in the air, he'd quickly recover as he thinks about what he should do next. He analytically decides that the next course of action he should do is he should push some power of One For All into his feet. Naruto would increase the power of One For All around in his foot area, and as he kicks off of the air behind him, a burst of wind pressure would shoot him towards Tsunade like a spear. Naruto would begin spinning as he had seen Kiba do so many times before, using his Fang over Fang attack, and would mimic this technique when he does this. As Naruto uses this, he would then punch with One For All in his hand as he smashes towards Tsunade, causing her to go flying back. Tsunade would get up from the ground as she tells Naruto he has some impressive skills, as she thinks that this is the Hokage of the 4th Hokage, Minato. She would then begin to power up her chakra with her medical ninjutsu, as she catches another one of Naruto's kicks that was aiming for her face. Tsunade would stop the battle, as she then tells Naruto that if he can master the jutsu of the 4th Hokage in 1 week, then she would give him this necklace, as well as that she'd go back and become the Hokage. Naruto would take advantage of the situation and agree, almost instantaneously, that he'll take the bet. After this, Tsunade would then go to rest, as she would then have Shizune go and take her back to her lot area in the inn. She would be breathing heavily as she was now sweating, losing a lot of chakra. She told Shizune that that boy was extremely powerful, and already able to master so much of the Hokage at that age, as well as being the Nine-Tailed Jinchuriki is rather impressive. Naruto would return back to the inn with Jiraiya, as he asked Jiraiya more about the Rasengan, and how he can do it. Jiraiya would help with Naruto's learning of the Rasengan, as he shows him the steps again. Naruto would practice over and over, out late at night, as he would smash into trees, trying to master the Rasengan, trying to learn the chakra control. He'd practice the shape formation as Jiraiya had instructed, but he just couldn't visualize it. Suddenly, when Naruto passes out one day, he sees a vision, as Naruto's percentage of One For All now is so strong that he's actually able to see the vestiges. If you guys do not want spoilers for the manga, then I would pause this video and wait for that and go read that and come back. Anyway, I'll give you 3 seconds for that. Okay, good. Anyway, let's get back into Naruto. Naruto would begin to see a vision from one of the vestiges, as it would show the image of the 4th Hokage. The 4th Hokage would be all grayed out as he then grabs Naruto's hand and shows a Rasengan to him, placing it in Naruto's palm. Naruto would wake up, and suddenly he'd wake up to find that he has a Rasengan in his hand. Naruto realizes that he just mastered it. He learned how to do the Rasengan, all by himself. Naruto would smile as he laughs out loud, not realizing that One For All was activated in that hand. Naruto would rush back to Jiraiya, showing him the Rasengan, and Jiraiya would be amazingly impressed. It only took this young boy 2 days to learn the Rasengan, after hard grueling training. Naruto and Jiraiya would go to meet up with Tsunade. The two would go and meet up with Tsunade where they said, but she would be nowhere to be found. Naruto and Jiraiya would head towards looking for other locations she might be. As they're heading up these ruins, they would suddenly see Orochimaru and Tsunade talking. Jiraiya would put his hand over Naruto's lips and tell him to be quiet. This is when suddenly Kabuto and Orochimaru try to jump Tsunade. Tsunade jumps back as they begin to get into a fight. Alright, Naruto, I'll take care of Orochimaru. Can you handle Kabuto? Yeah, I can handle it. Jiraiya would jump into the battle as well as Naruto. Naruto pushing one for all to 10%. As Naruto blasts down, kicking off of the cliff, the rock would slide as it falls to the ground. He lands in front of Tsunade just as Kabuto is about to use his chakra blades to get into that battle. A flash of orange lightning would spark as Naruto goes blasting down with an axe kick on top of Kabuto's back, sending him down to the ground. Naruto would continue battling against Kabuto in hand-to-hand combat as he decides that he can use his new jutsu now. As Kabuto is about to stab against Lady Tsunade, Naruto dives in front of the way and takes the full impact of the kunai in his hand, grabbing the blade out of midair. He begins to crunch as he squeezes Kabuto's hand, causing the bones of them to crack and shatter. He would then form the Rasengan on his other hand using a shadow clone, as he then charges up the Rasengan. Now, if I take this Rasengan and I power up with one for all. He would then power up the Rasengan that slowly changes color from its usual chakra color of blue to begin to form an orangish color from the lightning and power of one for all. He would then take this Rasengan as Kabuto looked in horror at this jutsu as he smashes into Kabuto's body. Konoha Rasengan! With the Rasengan being so much more powered up by 10% from one for all, its power would actually cause Kabuto to go numb, as he couldn't feel his body for several minutes, feeling the blood in his veins being pushed all the way back to his brain. Naruto would help Tsunade up and tell her that's okay, as she looked at the blood that Naruto had on his hands. She'd think of her lover as well as her brother who had died during the Third Great Ninja War, and think about what had happened back then. She would look at Naruto and see how he had a lot of the aspects of the two closest to her in her life, who were now both dead. Naruto would be given the necklace of the first Hokage, which, unknown to him, actually was sealing the Kyuubi's chakra, which began to make Naruto's chakra control even better, allowing him to access more one for all. This is when we turn to see Tsunade and Jiraiya get into the fight of Orochimaru. Katsuyu, Gamabunta, as well as Orochimaru's snake would be summoned as they begin to battle. Naruto would get out of the way as he runs, while Kabuto is still sitting in the rock, completely destroyed. Kabuto would slowly begin to feel his nerves reactivate from chakra as his chakra paths were reopening from Naruto's insane attack. Naruto would be long gone as he was now hiding away, watching the battle from afar. Kabuto would meet up with Orochimaru as they prepare to escape Jiraiya and Tsunade. With one mighty push of Orochimaru's snake attack, as he bites Jiraiya on the arm and sends him flying down the valley, Naruto rushes out and catches his master. Orochimaru and Kabuto would escape as they use a teleportation jutsu and escape the area. Tsunade would agree to becoming the next Hokage, the Lord 5th Hokage, as she goes with Jiraiya, Naruto, and Shizune, and they head back to the Leaf Village. Immediately after Naruto would get back, Tsunade would work on saving Sasuke as well as Kakashi, who had been victimized by Itachi as well as Kisame's attacks on them, respectively. After she had healed Sasuke and Kakashi, Sasuke would look at Naruto and see how much more powerful he's gotten, noticing that his chakra flows become even brighter with his Sharingan. Knowing that Kakashi won't allow them to fight in open terms, Sasuke would challenge Naruto to a battle on the roof of the hospital, as the two would stare each other down as the battle would begin. Naruto asks Sasuke if he's sure he wants him to go all out. This is when Sasuke activates his two Tomoe Sharingan and tells him to go however fast he can. Naruto would power up to 15% of one for all, which is currently what he's best at using, as his entire body begins to glow up in orange lightning. Naruto's eyes would begin to glow a slightly higher red and orange as well, as he tells Sasuke that he's going to go all out. He suddenly pushes off as his feet touch the back of the rail and he teleports forward, seemingly, his speed blitzing towards Sasuke. Sasuke barely dodges out of the way as Naruto's body goes flying over the railing. Naruto grabs with both hands onto the opposite side of the railing of the hospital, twists and rips his body as he turns and twists with a kick towards Sasuke. Sasuke goes flying back into sheets as they get pulled off of the clothesline as he goes lying on the ground. Sasuke would get up and form the Chidori, and Naruto would immediately begin to form the Rasengan. As the two run towards each other, with Sasuke diving down on Naruto, Naruto would power a bit of one for all into his Rasengan, making it even stronger. This is when Sakura runs in front of the way and tries to tell them to stop. Sasuke would then not be able to move as he can, and Naruto wouldn't be able to either. Kakashi would appear out of nowhere as he rips Naruto and Sasuke and throws them across the hospital into two different water towers. As Naruto hits his water tower, suddenly the entire water tower implodes in a large explosion, causing the entire thing to be turned to shrapnel. Sasuke merely pierces the water tower and leaves the other side with a lot of cracks, as well as a large explosion on the other half, with Naruto's complete demolishment. This pisses Sasuke off more as he thinks that this just shows that Naruto's attack was even stronger than his, and he decides that he has to go and search for more power. Sasuke is sitting down on a tree when Kakashi would come and talk to him about how revenge people who seek revenge, will never find happiness, as they'll only be left an empty shell. Sasuke would tell him to leave him alone, as Sasuke would go off and walk away. As Sasuke is sitting in a courtyard, he would suddenly see 4 shadows appear. The 4 shadows of the sound 4. If you guys want to see the next part for What If Naruto Had One For All, make sure to hit the like button, comment down what you thought, and subscribe to the channel for more videos. If you haven't already, go and subscribe to my second channel. I posted a video talking about what if anime going on there and like what I think is going to be going on in the future. So yeah. Anyway, I'll see all you guys later. Bye.